Yeah. Hey Peter, how are you? Thanks for joining. Thanks everyone who's here. I'm just. G'day Paul. Well, Paul. It's sunny for you, but it's not for me. It's quite a bit overcast. But anyway, I've got the microphone on. Hopefully you can hear me all right. I'm going to step away. All I'm doing is painting the concrete floor. Let's put that down. I'm just putting the sealer on it. The lighting's crap here. So we'll go away, and I'll grab the roller brush and get into it. I'm going to try and look at the screen. Yep, yeah, we're back. Had a bit of a false start before. So I've already gone around the edges with the 4-inch brush. This is just a sealer for the concrete. I'll get away so the camera can adjust, and I'll get going with the roller. If you see me spill a bit on the floor, on the dribble a bit, it's not going to matter. Like I said, this is just a sealer to seal the concrete. Put two layers of this stuff on. This will be the second part I'm doing, or we're doing. My wife has helped me out with this. Earlier today, we washed it down with a pressure washer, etched it, and now let's spread a bit of love. I'll try and read. I'll come over and have a quick look at the screen and just try and read some comments while I'm doing this. This will happen pretty fast, actually. Hopefully you guys can hear me all right. Just give me a thumbs up if someone can, because I've got the wireless microphone on. Oh, thanks. Oh, g'day, Les. Thank you. Yeah, mate, we getting a bit of painting done, or sealing anyway, sealing the concrete. I could. Cody, g'day, mate. How are you? Thanks for being here. So really nothing overly exciting, except that this is just going to help prep the surface, seal it, stop any moisture coming up through the concrete, which it can and it has, especially when we get a heap of rain through here. We've also had flooding through here in the past in the shed. Hopefully we're gonna sort that out. Got to put some drainage in and get a bit of things happening here. So just a little bit of information this Easter long weekend, it marks 6 years since we brought the roller home. Cool, Cody. Thanks, man. So yeah, so we've been. It's been 6 years since we brought it home and started working on it. Been an interesting journey along the way. We've learned a lot, and of course, in the meantime, when all this has been happening, we've had our fair share of ups and downs. And back in going back a couple of years ago now, I broke my ankle. So that laid me up for about 4 months without doing anything on the roller. And then July, we started talking about sheds for a new one for here, and a new shed for my wife for her activities. And so yeah, Paul, we've had our fair share of flooding, 1974, and then 2011, and I would say it's going to happen again. What's going on the screen? So hopefully, let's get rid of a few things. Hey, Roger, thanks for being here, mate. You come to watch me paint just a bit differently to what G's doing with his models. I'm doing concrete. So I'll reposition and have another go. Keep going with this. Hey, come here, you. Come on. Sorry, guys, I've got to yell at the dog. Well, I won't yell, but you guys will get your ears blown off. Come on. Come on. Come here. She's down at the gate. So once I get a bit further along, I'll tilt this. I've got the screen tilted on the computer at the moment, so it's in a different position to what it's previously been in. Some of you may have seen some photos where we've moved some of the stuff into place, as in the lathe, and got the milling machine in roughly. I don't think I'm going to move it. I can do easily with the forklift, of course. One advantage of having the forklift. So, righto, let's tilt that up a bit. Right, I'm going to... how does it look on the screen there? Yeah, now I'm down here. I'll just... hang on, guys. I'll do the cook's tour. Right. Now, for those of you that might have problems with vertigo or something like that, I'm going to tilt the screen. Here we go. Oh, that's a bit better. It's an overcast day here for us in my part of the world. Would have liked it to been a lot sunnier, just help dry the place out a bit. But anyway, we don't control the weather yet. I'm sure they're trying. Not in this part of the world anyway. So hopefully, that's right. Of course, now I'm looking at the screen. I thought I had it on mirrored, but it probably looks exactly the way it's supposed to. Anyway, the important thing is we're getting this down. We do 2 coats of this. I think it's about an hour re-roll or 2 hours re-roll. Touch dry in 20 minutes. Recoat in an hour, I think. I'll have to have a look. Of course, that also depends on the weather conditions. The cooler it is, the longer it takes to dry. all that sort of lovely stuff. The usual warnings you get on paints and adhesives and all that sort of lovely stuff. Because we know what we're doing with this stuff now, it's taken a lot quicker. You know, the first time you do anything, you're a bit cautious. You take it slow, and you make sure you get it right. And we have with the other stuff. It's held up really well. Yeah. Oh, we got 3 and 3. G'day to everyone watching on both channels. We are streaming to 2 platforms, which is the YouTube page and the Facebook page for the steamroller. And I know it's been some time since we've actually done any steamroller work, but that's because of what's been going on here. Getting things set up, the amount of rain we've had, crazy amount of rain. We've had something like, officially, we've had something like 145 mils of rain in the greater Brisbane area. I dare say maybe a little bit more up this way where I am. I'm north of Brisbane. Probably had 150 at least, so 6 inches in the old scale for the whole month. Fair bit. And a few days back we just had constant drizzly rain. Just never ending, never seemed to stop. It was always just that little drizzle. And that was rather annoying, to tell you the truth. Wasn't happy about that. Not happy, Jan. So the size of this shed, this new shed, you know, I have talked about it. You've seen the photos. This is a 9 by 12. So 12 metres wide, 9 metres deep. Each bay is 3, 3 and 3. That's how they do a lot of these sheds, or here in Australia anyway. Might do a bit different in other places around the world, around Australia, but usually they're all the same. And the height of the shed, we've gone nice and high so that when the steamroller's all back together, we'll be able to drive in and out of the shed without any problems. We won't have to take anything off, which will be just fine and dandy. Make life a lot easier, that's for sure. Of course, the forklift you've seen in various videos and photos of, it has a fairly tall mast on it, and it'll actually go 4.3 metres high, which is fairly high for the average sort of. It's not uncommon for forklifts to go that high, but most people don't have a forklift in their house. Only crazy people like myself who need to move steamrollers and do all sorts of other things. The forklift you saw the other day in the photos was a forklift from my work. It has a bigger capacity in terms of lifting capacity, and it just made life a lot easier when we brought the boiler home from my club down at Old Petrie Town. That's the Queensland Steam and Vintage Machinery Society. Been a member there for quite a few years. It's a pretty good club. Don't always get down there as much as I'd like sometimes, but that's the way life goes. We all got other things to do, and between work and what's going on here at home, you can't always be everywhere at once. That's just life, especially when you have a few other interests on the go and just life in general. But anyway, there we go. So we're getting close to the end here, and I've still got a little bit left over. I'll what I'll do is I'll pour it back into the tin. This is all water wash up. So I'll go to the, there's not much left actually. I'll go to I might go down to the sink. Now, I was going to share a video, but when I reviewed the one I did the other night from up the shed here, it was a bit glitchy because by the time it sends it from YouTube up here on the Wi-Fi and back out again, it's just a little bit too glitchy. So I don't think I haven't even got any videos. Oh, I probably got some videos on the hard drive of the computer, but they don't go for very long, unfortunately. And but anyway, right, so we are done. That's the first coat of the sealer on, and it's soaking in pretty well. We did have, the process is to pressure wash this area first, or gurney, whatever your terminology is. Then you put like a sugar soap, or you etch it so this stuff can adhere to it. So you wash, scrub that in and wash it off with the gurney pressure washer, and then you let it dry. So the drying bit was the hardest, or not the hardest, but the longest, mainly because of the cooler conditions that we got here and cooler overcast conditions. And but we got it to dry. We got a big fan and used the vacuum cleaner to blow air into the spots that were holding water, and we got it dry. So let's just have a look here. It's all looking pretty good. You're right, Paul. You're absolutely right. Well, considering, yeah, no, I won't do that. Maybe if I was on a different channel or I had a different platform, I might do that. Might get me ratings up, but some people mightn't like it. Yeah, well, we can all have a laugh. So let's have a look at the instructions on the tin here. Oh yeah, my glasses are over there. Because I'm old and decrepit, I've got to put my glasses on. I'm going to have to go wash this thing. And like I said before, it's 6 years since we brought the roller home, and I really should sit down and make a video about it. But I'm not as organised as G. I started trying to make one the other night and just gave up real quick. So I need to sit down and do one. But I was also going to do a live stream too and talk about the history of the roller, how we came to own it, all that sort of thing. Right. Let's just leave that right there because, oh, that's right, we're having a look at this, aren't we? Now, I could get the phone on. Hang on. Let's see what it says. Drying time. Touch dry in 30 minutes, recoat in 1 hour. There you go. Light foot traffic after 24 hours. Yeah, it holds up pretty well, to tell you the truth. So I'm not even going to bother washing out the brush and the roller because they'll stay moist. I can easily put a rag over the top. It's not a very hot day. It's not going to evaporate away or anything like that. But what I will do, I'll jump in front of the computer, get my ugly mug on the screen. So g'day, G. Thanks for being here, mate. Okay, let's get the... Righto. Oh, that's terrible. G'day, Brad. Thanks for being here. That's terrible, Muriel. That's really bad. But, righto. Good old Costa. How old is old Costa these days? He must be getting on a bit. Most people on here are going, what the hell are these guys talking about? They got no idea. Well, so once again, we are streaming to 2 channels. So this is going to focus mainly on the roller. Oh, righto, his son. Geez, I remember his son when he was a little kid. How old? Yeah, so his son's in his, 20s or something? Mid-20s or something, Brad? Thanks for joining, Brad. I appreciate the support. And thanks, everyone, over for... no, they come and they go. Probably because there's not a steamroller. Well, the boiler's over there. The place is just in a absolute disgrace at the moment. So this is all just impromptu. So what are we now? 4:45, 4:45. Right? Yeah. Righto. So what am I going to show? Right, I'm going to show some photos of the roller. So bear with me. What can we show in the meantime? Let's open up iPhotos and then we'll do some sharing screen and all that wonderful stuff. Oh, yeah, no, that's not what I was looking for. Just bear with me, folks. I'm on the older version of photos here, so I've got to reprogram the brain to... there we go. Go into years. Whoa, look at that. It's like a collage. 2017, 2018. Let's go here. 2017, no. And I'll take you to the first time I saw the roller. Just bear with me. Righto. So, here it is. These are the ones I want. There you go. There's a bit of hummy music. Now, can we share screen, entire window? Right, this is going to be difficult. Right, so I'm going to take that off. And don't do that. Yeah, hopefully it's working all right. Those emojis do take a bit of time to flash up on the screen in the chat, even on my NG, that's doing the same thing. So it must be right. So here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Because I don't have a second screen up here, I've got to do. There it is. Right. Here we go. And righto. So there you have it. That's the roller. That's when I first saw it. Righto. So we're talking about, let's change that. Captions, let's get rid of that. So probably yeah. Of course, I've got to get that wrong, don't I? Go back. No. Save that. Show that. Righto. So this is it, 16930. So a little bit of history about these steamrollers is that um, you usually, some of them were given names by their owners, operators, drivers. However, most of the time you refer to them with the engine number. And the engine number for this steamroller is 16930. The history of John Fowler and Company is well represented um, out there in literature. That's a dirty steamroller, Mike. Yeah, yeah, Brad. Well, that's how I found it. No, it wasn't. It wasn't quite sunk, but it did. It worked all its life at a place called Allara, which is just west of Toowoomba. It was built in 1926, and we've got the records for that when it was built, which is good. I had sort of seen unofficial stuff, but we actually do have the records. We've got there is still a lot of historical documentation from John Fowler and Company of Leeds. Now, if yeah, I'm up here chatting away. Um, just waving to the wife. So yeah, the history. Yeah, that's it. 98 years old, and hopefully we'll have it up and running for its 100th birthday, which I'm sure we will. I'm having it, and yeah, and you can just see the dog walking on. I'm live. Um, it's dry. It is. It's touch dry, but recoat in another hour. So this is when we first saw the roller. This is how we saw it. Yeah, yeah. Don't you love it when because the dog will always take a yeah, yeah. The real star is finally. Well, she's right here down. I'm patting her at the moment, trying to look. You're going to walk on that concrete, aren't you? Yes. Okay. Go to mum. Yep, that's it. And mum is now a popsicle. But anyway. Oh, what a comedian! So this is when we first saw the roller. Gee, you got to stop talking, mate. You're interrupting the stream. This is when we first saw it. This is how we first saw it. And despite being involved with road steam for a long time, this was a first project that we took on, and thinking that that seeing it in this condition, that it wouldn't take long before it's up and running again. It's certainly been. Yeah, he's not on my roller. It's certainly been an interesting journey, that's for sure. A journey of learning and making connections around the world, especially in the UK where it came from. There's quite a number of these in the UK running or being restored, which I've spoke to a lot of the owners, and yeah, it's been great. They've helped me out. They've helped us out with a lot of stuff, and I've helped them out with a bit of stuff too. So the next photo I'll flick over. There it is. Come on. There we go. There's the other side of it. So there's that's the other side of it. I didn't think there was much wrong with it, but when I started delving into it, the person who I brought it off, he knew, and despite what he was saying to me, at the time, it sort of didn't distract me from the process. So this has been a ground up restoration. So there's obviously people do overhauls like respray or something like that. However, this is a ground up restoration where we've had to pull it right apart to get down to the nitty gritty and fix up some things that are wrong with it. And it spent 50 years of its life outside in the weather. So most people or most items, when they spend such a long time outside, it does have a detrimental effect to the actual components. And however, with help and advice and dedicated, bit of dedication from not just me, but the help of my wife, who's been tremendous support throughout this project. It's been fantastic, and we're getting to a stage very soon where we'll be able to put a fire back in its belly and light it up and steam it again. A lot of this stuff just hasn't happened overnight. It's like I said, it's been 6 years since we brought it home, and we'll have a look at a few more photos here of. So these are just, probably see these just various shots. It was all pretty well there, except for some bits. Some bits were missing. Standing up on where you would drive it. There's some control levers and so on that are missing. And the big thing that was missing on this engine, with a lot of these engines, is the shiny bits go missing. These engines have a lot of brass, bronze and whatever else in them. So the shiny bits, they go missing first. And when you're in a lonely park in the middle of nowhere, those things go missing very quickly. So this piece here that we're looking at is the end of the crankshaft. Now, all engines, whether it's a car engine, internal combustion engine, whatever engine, they all have a crankshaft, and this is the end of the crankshaft. And the obvious thing that's missing from here is the gears, the drive gears. Now, they went missing way before I ever thought about owning this thing. Back in late 70s, early 80s, the drive gears went missing. And that didn't faze me. So without the drive gears, this thing can't go anywhere. It could sit there and run the engine, but you couldn't engage anything. In fact, it wasn't just the drive gears. There's a piece that sits on top there, and which has a lever on it, where you can engage either slow speed or fast speed. So these things go pretty slow, and it's either slow or fast, and there's nothing in between. So all that was missing, and that didn't faze me whatsoever, and mainly because when we got this engine, there was a heap of drawings with it, as in copies of original drawings, not of this particular engine, but of very similar. Yeah. Oh, sorry to hear that, G. I'll change to a different photo. Oh, where's me? He must have had some funny stuff. There we go. There's another. There's another view. So yeah, it was missing some bits. So that hasn't phased me or us in the journey. Um, it's just another challenge. It's still just another challenge to the project and what we have to do, find or make for it, and it's just part of the process. When you're doing something like this, it's not going to happen overnight, and you have to take things one step at a time. So these are all different bits. Okay, I'm going to have to. These are just different things that I've come across over the time and go, oh, no, I'm not going to do that. So the next time, so we step into the next bit where we make the commitment to buy it and bring it home. So just have a quick look in the what's the name there. Try and find the photos wherever they are. This is a professional stream, ladies and gentlemen. So when you take on a project like this, you go and find other items that are the same or something like that. And we did find one. So there is another engine like this one, and that's here, which I'll show you on screen in a second. There we go. So that engine there, or that steamroller there, is the same as this one. Yeah. Well, it could be the Matrix, but it's just the way it displays the photos. I didn't see that on screen, so I'll have to go back and watch it. So this engine is exactly the same as what I'm working on now. This one's located at the Rockhampton Historical Village, and a lot of the parts on it, or just about all the parts, are identical. The only difference being is this one on screen is what they call a convertible. So it could be turned into a tractor, or in this form, it's a roller. And they were sold in this configuration. Now, you might think it would take a long time to swap wheels over and so on, but the manufacturer reckons that it would only take a very short period of time, like a couple of hours or something like that. So these were a very... yes, you are. The original one too, on DVD, by all means. Thank you, darling, for making that comment and being in the chat while you're watching Matrix. So where are we? Here we go. So yeah, so we went and had a look at that one. So it's good that when you find something close by, you go and have a look and see what it's got, what's missing on yours, and all that sort of stuff. It's always good to see what similar machines are got or haven't got, or what they came with. So there's other little details, we've seen. This is the other side of it, and the manufacturers back in the day were, like they are today, were very proud of who they were and their advertising. So as you can see, Fowler of Leeds, made in the UK, that same place that Lee from First Floor Audio is not from Leeds or London. He's from Southampton, but the area is sort of the same. Now we'll go. We'll go back here and we'll scoot through. Now, I'll take that off. Whoa, doesn't like that. That's right, keep forgetting to do that. Here I am, back on screen. Half of me's good, half of me's bad, or the other way around. Well, it's not far away from London, but no, I don't want the recycle bin open. So we go forward in time or backwards in time. We'll go forward in time to, it's going back, isn't it? Oh no, forwards, backwards, forwards. Yeah, I'll have to, I'm missing some bits here. Missing some bits completely. Unless I just went too far. So consequently, it was a few weeks, quite a few weeks, maybe a month since we looked at the roller when we first saw it and then brought it home, and which I'm trying to find right now, but I probably can't because, yeah, I'm probably going, so that's where I'm pulling it apart. All right, let me mumble to myself. September, so Easter, let's go back in time. August, here we go, getting close, getting the finger on the pulse. June, July, let's bring that photo up. So the photo I'm going to share now is, thank you, G. Appreciate, hit the like if you do like this. Although, okay, so that's the roller when it's sat in the park. That's where it's at. No roof, no nothing for 50 odd years. About, well, just on 50 years. And as you can see in this photo, it does have a canopy on it. However, at some stage that was removed and the canopy bows and stanchions or uprights were removed and taken away, never to be seen again. So they're parts that I'm going to have to make, which is not that hard to do because a friend has already made those. Now, as I mentioned before, you refer to these engines usually by their engine number or their build number. And there's another one of these down in Sydney, or there was, and that was purchased a few years back by a young guy, and he's done a tremendous job on the restoration, it's the same type of roller, and in fact, it's 16933 is its serial number or engine number. So these two engines would have been assembled on the factory floor at the same time. Yet one came here to Brisbane and the other one went to Sydney. And through talking to this gentleman through the Facebook page, he got his in a load of parts, as in it was like a Meccano set. You know how back in the day you used to open up a Meccano set and there was all bits and pieces in different boxes and things like that. Well, that's how he got his. And he's done some fantastic work, and he'll be very close to have his running very soon. And in conversations with him, we got talking and we were sending photos. He was sending me photos because he wanted to know what went where and all that sort of stuff. And it turns out that through the purchase of the engine he brought, he had parts of my engine which he wasn't aware of, and he was a bit surprised. When he sent the photos through, he said, "Oh, what are these?" And I said, "Well, they're the drive gears." And I said also said in the conversation that he's got two sets there, and one set belonged to mine, and one set belonged to his, and he wanted to know how I worked that out, and that was quite simple because the paint that you can see on here, the colour, the green, was still on the parts that he had of his engine. So he graciously agreed to send those items up to me, which he did, and we have now got the casting that sits on top which has a selector in it to select the gears and also the drive gears as well. So yeah, I never thought in a million years that that those parts would ever show up again, but it's amazing what happens. And consequently, he has found parts to his roller that were down his way in Melbourne that came off his steamroller in Sydney. So it's amazing what people hold on to, and just by talking with people and making connections that things come your way. So let's have a look at the next photo. Let's go back to the matrix again. As our this is a good example. So this is what it should look like. Let's see, a good photo. Let's have a look at that. There's several photos here. So that's standing on what we call the foot plate looking down. This is what the original drawings show, call it a clutch gear. I wish I wouldn't do that. However, it's not really a clutch. It's just a casting which slides two gears on the shaft inside each other. One locks into the other one, depending on what speed you want, whether it's slow or fast. And there's probably a little bit better view. So we do have, the only parts that we don't have of all of this is this lever here. And I can easily fabricate one of those, as I have the original drawing on file, or a copy of the original drawing. That's one thing that's been really good about this engine, is that we've been able to. We got a bunch of original parts, copies of original drawings, and I've purchased more copies of original drawings, which are still on file, and they're at the Museum of English Rural Life, which is a fantastic online archive of things relating to English rural life, not just on steam engines or manufacturers of road vehicles and other farming equipment, but a whole bunch of other history and things that most of us would never think of. It's thanks to dedicated volunteers who decide to go out and grab this stuff to make sure it's preserved for history. And here I am back on screen. There we go. So let me find a few more photos of when we brought it home. So consequently, stepping back a few, it's going further back, wrong way. So yeah, six years this weekend is when we brought it home. And let me find, it's 2018, and it certainly has been an interesting road to. Why can't I find it on the truck? There's, right, I've got some photos missing. Right. Yeah, no, Brad, no. No, industrial egg mixes are quite different. Probably got it on the desktop here, so let me. No, no, not hand cranked. Steam driven. If you want to go, if you, it'd have to be steam driven. That's for sure. Well, that's the whole idea. These machines with their flywheels, they could. Yeah, Becky, that sounds pretty damn good to me. But yeah, we're talking about the steamroller right now. G would be interested in that on his food channel, on his Facebook page. Take a photo and load it up there. That'd be something good for when we have a celebration once it's running. That's what we'll do. So yeah, righto. I was going to find another photo, wasn't I? Oops. And there it is. How do I do that? There we go. Here we go. No, there. There you go. Right. Yours truly. No, not yet. Come on, get me act together. There we go. Yes, yeah, absolutely right. My lovely wife. It's a fourth generation project because it's not just me who's doing it. My wife helps me out, and other family members have helped me out as well. You know, the grandkids, and yeah, it's a slow progress. These things don't happen fast, but this is when we picked it up, when we brought it home, and that's winching it on to the tilt tray. And this was, so it was located at Miles, just a little bit outside of Miles, Queensland. So that's a journey of about, excuse me, about 600 kilometres one way. And that pretty well took us all day. A few hours, no, yeah, it was all day, pretty all day. We got home pretty late, started early, real early in the morning. But and the tilt tray from work was the one that got the job done. So I got to thank my work, who's supported me with my crazy adventures. The tilt tray at work has certainly come in handy for the club I'm involved with down at Old Petrie Town. It's been fantastic. Gets us right. Good question, Brad. Well, as mentioned before, I broke my ankle a while back, so that laid me up for 4 months. And then we bit the bullet and decided to put this new shed in plus the other one. So we've been easily 4 months, another 4 months of not doing anything. So within the next, I reckon 3 months. 3 months I'll be able to put a fire in the boiler. Mainly because the work on the boiler will be finished by then. So I'll be able to at least do with a pressure vessel what you need, because that's what a boiler is. It's a pressure vessel. Now, pressure vessels come in all shapes and sizes. We see them all the time. You may not think of it, but they're in everything pretty well. But this is a different configuration, and because, like I said, because it sat outside for 50 years, there was it had deterioration. So we've had to do some work on the boiler, and that's all been done through a boiler inspector and also a certified welder for the work that's been done. And this is work that happens in industry all the time. And along with that is paperwork to say that we've done the various repairs to various standards, various Australian standards or international standards, so we can back that up. And there's other testing processes as we go along to make sure that everything is above board and nothing's going to go wrong. So the process now is to just get this all finished off, get this painted, get everything back in, get the container cleared out. We've got other work going on with the other shed outside there, which you might be able to see behind me. That's the wife's new shed. That's also the laundry. So there's been a fair bit going on here, and we're fitting that in between work and other commitments. So, yeah, there's just a bit going on. But in short, Brad, I know I've answered you, but within 3 months we should be able to put a fire in it, hopefully, with all things being fair. If that changes, it'll just be another couple of months down the road. So what are we? April, May, June. So June. No, what are we? What are we now? March, April, May, June. Yeah. Thanks, G. Appreciate the support. It'd be nice if we could put a fire in it in June, because both my wife and I have our birthdays then. Yeah, we'll see how we go. But of course, that's what this is all about. It's to show you what we're doing with it, and to talk about it from time to time. I'm going to be doing more of these as we go along, and as we start getting back into it and doing different parts, because there's still a lot more to go. It's not just the boiler. There's other parts. There's what you see up on screen here. The front rolls, the rear rolls, that all needs work. There's a bunch of stuff that we've already taken off, because I had to strip it right down, or we had to strip it right down to get in and see what was going on, what needed to be doing, all that sort of stuff. So there's still... Thanks, 41 South. I appreciate the support and the shout out, mate. I see your streams come up from time to time, and I jump on when I can. 41 South, go have a look at a guy called Sam Micogliano. He runs a channel called What's Going On in Shipping. You may have seen his stuff. He does some good content about shipping. Go check it out. And he's got some really good content on what happened in Baltimore with the bridge and the ship. So go check him out if you haven't already seen him. It's a good channel for anyone who wants to go get some really spot on, correct information. Go to a YouTube channel called What's Going On in Shipping. Now, I only watch him on screen. He doesn't know me, but yeah, good stuff. Yeah, he's good. Oh, that's great, man. That's great. Yeah, so getting back to the roller, there's still a lot more to go. And you'll see that happen from time to time. Sometimes I'll make videos about it. Other times I will just do posts on, hey? Oh, I'm frozen apparently. Can anybody still see me talking, or am I frozen? Well, the wife's telling me I'm frozen. So if anyone, it might be a Facebook thing. Anybody else getting that? It might be a Facebook thing.
Yeah, you're just frozen.
Yeah, I think it's Facebook. It's probably because we're on Wi-Fi. Thanks, G. Yeah, look, we've just clicked over to 1 hour. Yeah, okay, so it's a Facebook thing. Emma had that problem the other night. Yeah. You can probably... I'm still talking, though. Anyway, frozen. Yeah, no, not that frozen. Anyway, guys, I'm going to wrap it up at that. I'm going to do another one of these probably a bit later on. Get to be a bit more prepared. I'll probably do it upstairs instead of being down here. Thanks, everyone, for joining in. Appreciate the support. Go check each other's channels out. Most of you guys know each other. And we'll catch up with you again soon. And let's do a bit of a, what's the name? A quick outro and...